It's that time of year again. The sun is out, your drink is cold, you're finally enjoying some peace in your backyard, and then it happens. That high-pitched buzz, that black and yellow blur, a wasp appears, and suddenly your peaceful afternoon turns into a full-on stealth mission to avoid getting stung. You're waving your arms like a lunatic, ducking under umbrellas, and wondering why on earth this creature is targeting you out of everyone. Let's be honest, wasps have a reputation, and not a good one. Most people would put them high on the list of animals we wish didn't exist. But today, let's take a closer look at the truth behind the sting. Are wasps just evil for fun, or is there more to the story? Because as it turns out, these little flying nightmares are way more fascinating and surprisingly useful than you might think. So, what even is a wasp? Wasps are insects that are closely related to bees and ants. In fact, bees actually evolved from ancient wasps. There are over 30,000 known species of wasps in the world, and scientists believe there could be tens of thousands more we haven't even discovered yet. While most people think of wasps as the classic yellow and black ones that hover around bins and drinks in the summer, the majority of wasp species actually don't look or behave anything like those. Some are solitary, some are social, and some are so tiny you wouldn't even notice them. The ones we typically run into, called social wasps, live in colonies, usually led by a queen. In spring, the queen wakes up from hibernation, finds a nice spot, and starts building a nest by chewing up bits of wood and mixing it with her saliva to make a papery pulp. That's right, wasps are basically nature's first paper makers. The queen lays some eggs, raises the first batch of workers on her own, and once they're old enough, they take over the day-to-day jobs like hunting, nest building, and guarding the colony. During the summer, the colony grows rapidly. Some nests can house thousands of wasps by the time peak season hits. And it's during this time, especially in late summer, that wasps start to get extra bold and really start to annoy humans. But why? Well, it turns out that wasps actually have a bit of a seasonal breakdown. Early in the year, they spend most of their time working for the colony, hunting other insects to feed the larvae, expanding the nest, and protecting the queen. But near the end of summer, the queen stops laying eggs. There are fewer larvae to feed, which means the workers aren't getting the sweet, sugar-rich reward they usually get from the baby wasps. With no purpose and a craving for sugar, they start scavenging. That's when they start coming for your soda, your fruit, your ice cream, and anything remotely sweet. They're not trying to be jerks, they're just out of work and tired of the tolerance break from sugar. Now here's something most people don't realize. Unlike bees, wasps can sting multiple times. A bee has a barbed stinger, which gets stuck in your skin when it stings and rips out of its body, killing the bee in the process. It's a one-and-done deal. Wasps, on the other hand, have smooth stingers. They can sting, pull it out, and sting again like it's nothing. And they will, over and over if they feel threatened or just irritated by your presence. That's why a single angry wasp can cause a whole group of humans to flee in terror. So why are they so aggressive compared to bees? Part of it is just their nature. Wasps are predators. Many species hunt other insects, paralyze them with their sting, and drag them back to the nest as food for their young. They're not built for peace and love like bees. They're built for speed, attack, and survival. They're also very territorial, especially near their nests. If you get too close, even without realizing it, they'll take it as a threat. Some species will even mark you with a chemical scent so that other wasps know you're the enemy too. You basically get put on their hit list. But here's where it gets interesting. As awful as they can be around humans, wasps actually play an important role in nature. First of all, they help control insect populations. Wasps eat or paralyze all sorts of pests: caterpillars, flies, aphids, and other bugs that destroy crops and gardens. In fact, some farmers use wasps as a form of natural pest control. There are even tiny parasitic wasps that are released in greenhouses to manage pests without needing harmful pesticides. Then there's the pollination factor. While not as efficient as bees, some wasps do visit flowers and help move pollen around. In some ecosystems, certain plants actually rely on specific wasps to pollinate them. So if we got rid of all wasps, we wouldn't just lose a few stingers. We'd risk throwing off a whole chain of environmental balance. Now for the weird and wonderful facts. Did you know that some wasps are incredibly intelligent for insects? In particular, a species called the paper wasp can actually recognize and remember individual faces of other wasps in their colony. That's right, little wasp face recognition. Science even tested it using photos, and the wasps were better at recognizing each other's faces than shapes or patterns. So not only are they fast and angry, they're smart enough to remember who you are. And then there are parasitic wasps. These are straight out of a horror movie. They lay their eggs inside other insects, like caterpillars or spiders. The larvae hatch and eat their host from the inside out. It's gruesome, but in nature, that kind of behavior is bizarrely normal and useful in keeping other bug populations in check. Wasps also have some of the most complex and beautifully structured nests in the insect world. The hexagonal pattern they build is not only efficient but structurally strong. It's the same geometric shape bees use in their hives, and there's a reason architects and engineers study it for inspiration. That's right, angry flying bugs are doing better architecture than most of us. Still, no matter how fascinating they are, wasps remain one of the most hated creatures on Earth, at least by humans. They're unpredictable, they crash your meals, they seem to know exactly when you're vulnerable, and they refuse to leave your drink alone. They have a level of confidence that's honestly impressive for something you could squash with a slipper. But like it or not, they're not just pests. They're predators, pollinators, builders, and yes, sometimes complete nuisances. The next time you see a wasp, you might still scream and run away, and that's fair. But maybe you'll also remember that they're not just out to ruin your life. They're just doing what they were designed to do. They just happen to be very, very annoying while they do it. So if you've enjoyed learning about these misunderstood menaces, consider subscribing for more weird, wild, and occasionally irritating facts from the natural world. Leave a comment about your worst wasp encounter. We've all got one. And don't forget to like the video if you learned something new. Stay safe out there. Wasp season is just beginning.